girls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back once again to another episode of Primal Sutra. Let's get started. Today we are learning about how to bridge the process of going from fear to flow, from confusion to wholeness to understanding. I think this is a very, very powerful topic because it's not talked about in a right context. However, now that we have a framework, a proper context in terms of talking about this, we can really set ourselves free with this technology. So without further ado, let me just check if I can share this with my tribe. All right, perfect. Someone is already viewing. Okay. Forwarding this to the tribe. Let's get started. Okay. Now, I really, really value this topic because it's not easy to speak about. Anybody can make a video like how to have people obsessed with you. However, that's not really what this video is about today. Okay. Okay. All right. Without further ado, welcome everybody to today's live session, and let's dive deep into this extraordinary topic, magnetism, which is, according to me, read the disclaimer, the inherent power of the soul. Okay, so that means that the soul magnetizes, correct? That means that the soul has this inherent magnetic quality to it that brings others and reflects others, right? So why is it that some people speak and the world listens, while others with similar messages fail to captivate? What sets apart leaders or even flawed individuals like, dictators who hold immense influence and impact? The answer is personal magnetism. Okay. And this concept was also explored by Yogananda in a timeless 1939 lecture. He said, it's not just about charisma, it's about awakening in the spiritual magnetism within. So he taught that this force lies dormant in most of us, waiting to be developed, waiting to be churned and activated. So why do some people exude it while others don't? It all comes down to practice and self-awareness. Some practice it more than others. It's like if you really train a muscle over and over again, it's going to get bigger over time, more stronger over time. It's more than charm. It's the power to attract what you truly need, be it happiness, love, success. It's the power of the soul. You guys get that? So unlike animal magnetism, or also known as hypnotism, spiritual magnetism, not like Mesmer's ideas, but spiritual magnetism transcends materialism and it cuts through the illusions of the world. So how do you cultivate magnetism? You protect your energy. Nervousness opens you to negative vibrations. Calmness builds a fortress of strength. So regularly affirm to yourself to shift your internal vibrations. Use affirmations. Why am I so peaceful? Why am I so happy all the time? Just ask yourself these little questions out of the blue, and your mind will fill in the gaps because your mind loves to do that, right? And so you surround yourself with people or places that uplift you and inspire you. whether it's artists, whether it's entrepreneurs, you got to find your tribe, you know, whether it's holy people, you got to know where you see the most divine sparks. So you keep a note to evaluate how you use your time and where to improve. It's just simple, you know? Don't keep it too overwhelming to do that. Just put it on the notepad of your phone, okay? Make it applicable to you. You're just how you're using your time and where you can improve. That's it, right? And this daily self-reflection with a switch of your will that controls your magnetism, and by practicing discipline, selfless love, meditation, you activate this force. And it transforms not just you, but all of the people that you come into contact with, those around you. So this is why Yogananda's advice was so profound. He said, let God flow through you. He said, let God flow through you. And yet, we do not let God flow through us. When you operate with divine love and truth, your magnetism becomes limitless, like the movie, okay, with Bradley Cooper, where he takes a pill, you know, and he goes into God mode. However, what if you could understand you don't need a pill because your brain is the greatest pharmacy on planet Earth? It can create the NZT48 or whatever that pill was called, right? In the movie, to become limitless. So as we close, well, we're not closing. Well, let's close this chapter to just say that magnetism is not just a gift, it's a skill. Okay, so that means you are going to have to evolve it, nurture it, and let your light attract the best in your life. So if you deviate, even by a scale, it's gonna restart, because this isn't some amateur guesswork. Listen, I've been refining this algorithm, this cosmic algorithm, for many years, okay? Way more than a decade. So this is pure dragon wisdom boiled down to its molten essence. And I don't have time for those who are not ready to respect the fire. Because here's the deal. Life is a treasure map, and you've got to know your own chest of gold before you set sail. So what's the bronze plan, the silver plan, the gold plan, the platinum plan? Bronze plan is your free game. Dabble, experiment. Silver plan is when you show up and engage. You're warming the waters. Gold plan is your talking commitment, mentorship, guidance, deeper waters. Platinum plan, that's diving into the depths with the dragon itself, and I take you by the claw and show you the secrets of the universe personally. So each level comes with its own energy exchange, and I invest in those who invest in me. So now, a warning, don't go chasing people who don't value your treasure. If somebody disrespects your hoard, you wish them well and let them drift off into the void. No chasing, no begging. You chase approval and you're handing over pieces of your soul. Okay? That's not how a dragon rolls. And when it comes to relationships, whether it's romantic, professional, or just social, you give fully but wisely, right? Know when to roar with love and when to coil up in your power. But if somebody's constantly draining your energy or criticizing your fire, it's time to draw the line. Don't double down in a losing game. Resolution is noble. Resolution is very noble. Reconciliation is very noble. And so is knowing when to redirect your flame towards something or someone or some concept that is worthy. And let's talk about value, right? The key to being treasured is scarcity. People want what they can't easily have, like a rare jewel or a dragon scale. And that's why you protect your energy and only make yourself vulnerable or empathetic to those around you that have proven your worth. Okay? So whether it's love, whether it's respect, you've got to ensure that what you give is met with equal weight. Okay? So remember, my fiery friends, life is about that harmony. So you got to be the Rolex of relationships. You got to be the Lamborghini of love. Okay? If somebody isn't ready for that level of brilliance, you wish them well and fly on. However, my wisdom is simple. Invest in what lights you up and burn the rest away. Now spread those wings and soar. Like I watched Moana the other day, how, Maui the god, he just soars, right? He can become whoever or whatever. Oh, you guys can't see me? That's so weird. Okay, this should be better now. Big White. What's good, champ? All right, you should be able to see me now. Okay. Wait, am I being like super slow? What's going on here? No, it's good. Should be fine. Okay. So, yeah, this is what I was saying. I got a question from somebody recently, guys. They were asking me like all these questions or these spiritual questions that you get. They're like, is Earth a prison planet? Are we stuck, in the reincarnation loop? If so, what's the point? You know? Are we living in a simulation? I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You've cracked the dragon egg with this one, okay? Listen, okay, reincarnation is a thing. Picture it like this. Every spirit is part of one soul, cosmic hydra, okay? And each head, or in this case, spirit, gets the journey, gets to journey out into the world, and you experience life, and you learn all these lessons, and you go forth, right? And but if you don't crack the code, if you don't level up, then you're coming back for another round. You're respawning, right? I had this joke with my girl about respawning, I'm not just, I'm not waking up in the morning, I'm just respawning, you know? And so, yeah, I know you're only seeing me. Let me reshare the notes. Mm, whiteboard. Let me see if I can open a new whiteboard, actually. Okay. Can you guys see me and the screen now? Yes? Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay. So first of all, reincarnation is a thing, right? Because it's like being stuck in a game that you can't quite win yet, right? You haven't found the lights. There's real treasure in this. So now you might have found the lights. I'm not just saying that to say that. But the simulation idea, yes. Look at this beautifully crafted MMORPG, guys. This reality, it's all illusion. Think of it as the Matrix with better graphics, but just as many bugs. Okay, so you're this spiritual being having a material experience, and it's like dragon training, right? It's filled with tests, it's tough, it's gritty, but the ultimate goal is master. Once you reach master level, you chill. However, master level is continuous. It's not like you just reach mastery and then you give up. However, the idea being that it becomes second nature to you. So you've integrated it as a part of your character, right? Like now that behavior is a part of you. So here's the why of it all, okay? Individual growth, okay? There's two main reasons. Individual growth and collective growth, okay? I'm individually getting better and better each day. Each spirit, each fragment of your cosmic hydra needs to learn to wield its own energy, its own flame, okay? Collective growth, the hydra doesn't work alone. Every head, every spirit, every being has a role in building something better, bigger, a grand cathedral of light, where every stone is laid by collaborations. And it's not all kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya, okay? You're going against the shadow beasts: fear, greed, ignorance, ego. You know, the seven dark powers. They're there to mess with you. They're there to trip you up. You know, keep you recycling through lifetimes. The trick is, don't fight them head on. Set shadow against shadow. You use their energy against them while you ascend. You're meant to ascend, right? So alone, you strengthen your wings. You burn away illusions. Together, you build a lair, the shared wisdom, right? So the person who's asking me about all these simulation, reincarnation, to master the games, slay the shadows, you got to remember every step forward is a step closer to becoming the platinum version of your spirit self. And when you finally ascend, you'll see it all make sense, right? It's always there to guide you through the fire of life. So you're standing tall, your scale's shining, maybe you're breathing your truth without caring so much how others are reacting. And some might recoil from your light. That's fine, right? Authenticity is magnetic. When you radiate your true self, you'll repel those who don't align and attract those that are destined to walk alongside you. Okay? So stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. If you're shaping yourself to fit into someone else's paradigm, you're betraying your true essence. So what is my authentic expression? What would I say, do, or create if I knew I was met with unconditional love? Right? That's a really, really good question you can ask yourself. Being authentic, it takes guts. It takes courage to say, this is me, take it or leave it, right? That's the beauty of it. Not everybody will resonate with that. And if everybody did, you'd be a people pleaser, okay? You'd be bending up to others' projections. But when you stand in your power, unapologetically you, then the real connections, the right connections, flow to you like moths to a flame, because unconditional love begins with self-love, unconditional self-love. And when you accept and honor your authentic self, you look at yourself in the mirror and you give yourself a pat on the back like, holy crap, I've made it this far, right? You become a beacon for love in so many forms. And here's the secret sauce. The more you express your truth, the more you attract people who resonate with your vibe. Okay? Whether it's dream collaborations, okay? It all starts with owning who you are. Whatever falls away when you step into your power wasn't meant to stay. Bars! My goodness. Those connections were tied to a version of you that no longer exists. People mistake vulnerability for weakness, but true vulnerability is the kind that says, hey, here I am. You know, with my flaws or without my flaws, I'm still invincible. When you lay your soul bare, you radiate a frequency that's unshakable. You're not giving your soul to everybody. You're still preserving, protecting it, obviously. You're creating a sharp sense of self. At the same time, you're unbreakable. Because the deepest wounds and fears you carry, they're not your enemies, they're your allies now. And when you face them, you integrate them and share them authentically. And you heal yourself and inspire others to do the same. That's true alchemy. Pain into unconditional love. Pain into unconditional love. And it's a challenge. The challenge is, where in your life are you holding yourself back from your true self, right? Where in your life are you not maybe showing up fully? How much freer, happier, and more peace would you be if you let your authentic light shine? Right? So it's about magnetizing everything that aligns with your highest vibration. When you stay true to you, you create a life filled with joy, love, purpose. So I challenge you to stop hiding, guys. I really challenge you. Okay, I'm taking my sunglasses off, for real. Step into your power. Okay, let go of what doesn't align and embrace what does. You got nothing to lose, only the illusion of time, of limits. Okay? When you shine authentically, you're not just living your best life, you're inspiring others to live their best life. So go and light up your world, light up your world. Okay? Think of two magnets. Okay? This is the magnetism of relationships. Okay? If you think of two magnets, when aligned, they snap together, but flip them and they push each other apart. This tension isn't a flaw, it's the engine of growth, actually. So the deeper the connection, the more intense the push and pull. Attraction pulls us close while repulsion creates space for reflection, evolution, freedom, sometimes. Okay. So this is the same cosmic magnetism that governs all relationships, especially the primal ones, right? The bond with our parents. Our parents are our first mirrors. This is a very, very important data. Our parents are our first mirrors, shaping our perception of love, our safety, our worth. And here's the catch: their imperfections, passed down through generations, became the knots we're here to untangle. Okay. Your parents' role was never about perfection, it was about initiation. Whether they set you free or held you captive or beat you or whatever they did, it's handed you the first threads of your karmic tapestry, right? So it's not about blaming them, it's about breaking the chain. In this lifetime, you've been handed the tools to resolve not just your struggles, but the struggles of generations way, 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 way before you. So the family karma, it stops with you, because whether or not you have children, you are here to dissolve these blocks, untangle those knots, correct? And so let's talk about the block, the sense of contraction, that scar tissue in your energetic flow. It's not an enemy, it's actually a guide, because the block actually reveals where the juice is, where the untapped energy resides. At least this is how I see it. So when I say that, oh, I have an energy block, I can't do it, this is you encounter these in student-teacher dynamics. It's magnified because the teacher holds a mirror to your deepest wounds, often reflecting back the unresolved parental energy too. So the teacher-student relationship, sometimes authentic, but also beware of false teachers. I really mean this, guys. People who play coy, pretend to be humble, but they're really secretly, they're manipulating some dynamic, or some weird thing. Like an authentic teacher doesn't shy away from authority, but wields it with integrity. They offer the tough love when it's needed. And it's your responsibility to discern this and to choose wisely whom you trust to guide you, right? Because attraction and repulsion aren't just forces in relationships, they're foundational to experience. So the force that pulls you toward someone also contains the seed of repulsion, because this duality creates movement, growth, and potential for collapse and integration. So what this is very, very deep stuff, right, guys? So I hope some of you guys can understand this. But when you resist this truth, you start to stagnate. At least I've noticed this. So when you embrace, you evolve. Okay? The dance of these forces can feel intense, but if you lean into the discomfort, if you drop beneath the surface of the attraction and the repulsion, beyond the duality, in a sense, you'll find yourself, not the other person, at the core. So understand that every push and pull serves a purpose. Every acceptance, every rejection serves a purpose. The fact that I got my visa right now and not earlier, it served a purpose, right? And so I've got to understand that we got to break the chains of our past, guys. We got to heal the wounds handed to us by our ancestors. But also, we were handed so many gifts to our ancestors. So don't just say that, oh, it's the ancestral trauma. Yet they have amazing gifts there waiting for you as well, right? So trust those who challenge you with love and not ego. Okay? We never die, only respawn. I'm just seeing the comments now. Um, every end is the new start. You scared me, bro. I love my parents. I want to be with my parents. If you want to, yes. Hey, Johan, what's up? Okay. True love doesn't demand control or reshape. It just is. By itself, it heals, it transforms, it liberates, whether it's guided toward yourself or others. So that means that life's relationships, whether they're parental, whether they're spiritual, they're messy, they're magnetic, and full of paradox. But when you face them with courage, curiosity, compassion, you turn every scar into wisdom, every block is turned into a breakthrough. So when you're doing the work, that's what matters. Keep flying, keep shining. Let the cosmic dance carry you to your highest truth. Okay, guys? Really, really powerful to do this. My parents are the most important thing. Whatever my parents ask of me, I'll do everything for them. All right. Exactly, man. Go for it. Okay. I love my parents, man. They're incredible. And though they have their flaws, I understand them, you know? We all have insecurities, flaws, different things. That shouldn't be the main concern of something that works, you know? There's three limiting beliefs in this universe. The universe isn't abundance, which is a lie, complete lie. We are led to believe, you know, that there's a lot of scarcity. And yes, we're very proud of you, Iraq. The universe isn't abundant. God is external, and relationships have to be personal. Hold on. Okay. Someone booked for a session. All right. So, guys, do we have any questions? Anything that's coming up on this topic? What would you like to talk about? Or I want to make peace with the people I have friction with. Okay. And what is your definition of friction? You mean like the situation feels tense? Hmm. You love everybody. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll bring it up in our call. We'll bring it up in our call. Because there might be nuances here, brother, right? There might be different nuances here that we have to explore. So let's get it. What is the message I'm getting from this confidence card? I decided who I wanted to be, and that is who I am. Coco Chanel. Okay. You get one life. Who cares what everyone else thinks? And finally, make every day a masterpiece. You can get through anything. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Wow. And the last one by Zadie Smith. I am the sole author of the dictionary that defines me. Ooh. Okay. What do you think about visualization, visualizing ideal outcomes? I think it's a great tool to use. I use it every single day. However, at the same time, a lot of people use visualization as just a way to avoid taking action, or they keep it as like a kind of a cop-out thing. Um, Visualization, when you're just visualizing without using any of your other senses, you are associating it to a very, very specific way, you know? Like, let's say that I imagine that I was in a beautiful meadow somewhere, right? I'm visualizing it. If I'm just seeing it mentally in my mind, my full body is not engaged in the visualization, right? It's kind of still in the daydream realm. So when you feel the visualization through your mind, heart, gut, balls, ovaries, right? When you feel it through your entire beingness and you actually transported and you understand that it feels real, real enough that it can be like embellished or a part of your reality, right? Then you'll start to really get what visualization is. But visualization, they've done studies on it, a lot of it, right? And so once you understand the power of this, like how skiers, they imagine themselves making the ski slopes, right? Before they actually go and do it. So this, I would say the visualization is fantastic at priming things, you know? Like let's say you're about to play basketball and you visualize that you getting every hoop, slam dunk, you hear the swoosh noise, but you also hear the double dribbles and you also hear like the little energy of the crowd pumping you up or something, right? So it's not just that you're visualizing, it's that you're materializing, you're understanding that I am here. It is here now. It is not something wishy-washy in the mind, not a dream for me to achieve, not a, you know, something that is up here, but it's something for me to be lived through. This is why I've started calling the flow state, and this is according to the guides, call it the flow state, right? This is what I dedicated my life to. Now, if you look at the science of flow state, you understand that flow state is a temporary state as it's studied. I don't choose to see flow as a temporary state. I see it as the entire river of our life's journey. So there's sometimes we're going to be in microflow, other times we're going to be in great peak experiences, right? Like experiences that shift us around or whatever, right? So there's going to be microflow and macroflow, right? Many different styles of that. So the microflow can be like this, and the macroflow is like woo, woo, right? So flow state, it's not really flow state that you want to say, it's life state. Okay. This is changing paradigms. So the Primal Sutra Nexus or the Primal Sutra family has said that this is a life state. You know, this is how you get into this upliftment. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I'm gonna have to start working shortly. I'll end in 3 minutes or so. Okay. How do I get in flow state? That's the thing. You got to find flow state triggers. Triggers or cues. Triggers is a word that we use as a bad word, right? You know, like something negative is a trigger. This is a positive trigger. So it's like a cue, right? That tells you ways to tap into this flow. Okay. So when you have a life state, you're kind of in that state of acceptance for what is in front of you, the present moment. You can't micromanage flow. You see what I'm saying? You can't be like, I'm going to get into flow now because you're already thinking about it. You're not in it. So to be in flow, you have to do as your username is, right? To let go, right? It's pretty much that. But it's letting go with grace, with purpose, with intention, right? And so these are some of the flow triggers that we can see by the Flow Research Collective. Intensely focused attention, clear goals, immediate feedback. These are mind triggers. These are environmental triggers, rich environment, high consequences, challenge skills. And these are group flow triggers. So with others, with tribe, with community, the ones in yellow. Okay. And then creativity is a trigger by itself, which I've also dedicated my life to, being hyper creative, because it amplifies that, right? So if we share goals, if we have good communication, if there's a familiarity, if people are participating equally, right? If there's a sense of control, a risk factor, the close listening, always saying yes. You guys might know this from theater. I used to study improvisational acting. So in one of the theater tools is called always say yes. So you would always say yes and to whatever was happening on stage. You weren't saying no but, right? By saying no but, you're cutting and ending the scene. By saying yes and, you are continuing the flow of the scene. Oh my gosh, there's a monster coming for us. Yes, and it's about to break in. Yes, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it might be that we have to lock the doors. Yes, and but if you're like, no, that monsters are coming, what are you talking about? Right? It kills the scene. And so this is why you understand how to keep the scene going, how to keep your life exciting, moving forward, right? I recently started doing guided hypnosis from YouTube. Johan, what's your age, brother? I want to make sure you're 18 and older. Make sure that you're 18 and older before you start messing with your brainwaves. That would be my advice, bro. You can of course do affirmations before. Oh, you're 19. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Yeah, so guided hypnosis is great. Again, self-hypnosis, like just being able to speak to yourself with affirmations is also great. Saying that especially when you're sleepy, when you're like, I'm so tired, I'm sleepy, you just tell yourself positive things or you listen to positive affirmations, it's gonna sink in, absorb it greater, right? And so, yeah, I once had a hypnotist that I hired, and he hypnotized me to get into the flow. I remember a very long time ago, maybe this was 2020, no, when COVID hit, right? It was around that time, I remember. And he had hypnotized me to be able to be the flow state guy. Like, and I kind of, listened to it sometimes, didn't listen to it other times, but as I listened to it again and again throughout my time, I started to feel more of the resonance of it. You know what I mean? So it's actually really, really powerful. That this is happening. Yeah, 2020, I would say. And it was interesting because he made me do a suggestibility quiz beforehand to test if I was suggestible enough for hypnosis. So maybe you guys can try that. Just type in like suggestibility quiz. You can do the one that Steve G. Jones has. It's like 10 questions only. But if it says that you're mildly open to hypnosis and suggestions, then it's good. Because some people have a very, very skeptical mind, right? And so that blocks the actual transformation, right? Because if you have a mind that's coming in, wait a second, maybe that's not right, or if I move 2 degrees this way, then that won't work like this. And if you have so much of those questions and concerns, then you know, it moves it along, in a way. I'm using subs frequency since 14. You use your frequency for SR. Bro, that's not my recommendation. However, you're free to do what you want. You know what I mean? If you want to experiment on your brain, that's on you. You know what I mean? I remember doing it when I started, at least after 18. Um, I know a lot of people told me otherwise, like they were like, just do it or whatever. But I stayed until I was fully, alert and in my own age because I didn't want to, you know, put myself through some kind of like a Frankenstein experiment listening to these frequencies or something like after a certain point. I did become like a little bit of a, mad scientist with it as I was older. But I very much understood how much your brain is so sacred. It really is. You got to protect your brain, okay? And once your brain is good, the rest of it kind of follows. So this is almost a game of nervous system regulation. right? When you're in fight or flight, you're not in flow, right? You're in this kind of frantic flow. However, you're not in the actual zone. And so you must first face the fear to go above it, and then you tap in, right? It's almost like facing the unknown with some kind of a container, reservoir, structure, or process that you have, right? Like now that you know that, like as peak performance shamans, we will like find ourselves doing like mudras everywhere, like different breath, pranayamas, breath works in the middle of public environments. People are looking at us like, what are you guys doing? Why are you like, doing this or whatever, like in in the public park or something, you know? However, it's fun. Like it's a process. Once you fully embody this life state, it's a powerful ripple effect. It's a cosmic shift because now I'm not just looking at this like I tap into flow and then I'm out of flow. I tap into flow and then I'm out of flow. Oh man, I'm not in flow yet. You see what I'm saying? The life state, it expands it across dimensions, across realms. It just is, right? It's almost like the Brahman, the Tao, the invisible substrate of it all. So all you're really doing is getting out of your own way and letting God flow through you, as Yogananda said, right? And as this is happening, you make sure that yes, let's say you're going to the gym, you're tapping into a flow, you're listening to headphones beforehand, you're taking some pre-workout, whatever, right? You're doing the chest day or whatever. You're in the zone, right? But then you need to recover because you've just tapped in. But what if you even consider your rest is a part of your flow? Because it's a flow cycle, right? It's like you push for it, you let go, you tap in, you rest. You push for it, you let go, you tap in, you rest. You push for it, you let go, you tap in, you rest, right? That's the process is always happening. That's the life flow. That's how we live in, okay? There's ups and downs, but you find a way to be a surfer of this thing, this video game, okay? Let's get it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an incredible day. And may we never be the same again, okay? God will never hurt us, only we hurt us, absolutely. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, shout out Buddha, Allah, Jesus, anybody, the higher beings, all the ascended masters. We see you, we hear you, we are here, we are Primal Sutra, and we are one. Let's go. Upward Spiral Gang. Yeah. Much love, guys. I appreciate all of you. Take care of yourself, okay? To infinity and beyond. Let's go.